Today I'm touring 103 via San Remo on the beautiful island of Lido Island. But instead of getting there in a car, I figure might as well roll up to the yacht club in a Duffy with my boy Captain Steve Rogers with ocboatrentals.com. Now, here's why I'm changing it up a little bit. If you're thinking about living in Newport Beach, or you live in Newport Beach, what you will learn quickly, or you will already know, is that boating culture is absolutely huge here. Getting on the harbor is basically like a lifestyle out here. And that's one thing I haven't talked a lot about. Now, I don't know anybody else that's on the harbor as much as Steve is. And if you own a boat, hey, you're one of the few. But if you don't own a boat, you want to know somebody who has access to boats, and that's this guy right here. Dude, Steve, thank you so much for picking me up today and giving me the royal treatment all the way to the Lido Island Yacht Club.
Sure thing, buddy. Glad to do it.
So, nobody is on this harbor as much as Steve, so I want to know from him. Tell them, what are your favorite things about the harbor?
Okay, so one main thing I love about this harbor is the friendliness that you get when you're out on the water. So for some reason, when you pass other boats here, whether it be people you know or people you've never seen before, everybody is waving to each other. They're way more friendly out on the water than they are out in the real world. When I'm driving down the street in my car, nobody's waving to me, and they usually don't like me no matter what. So here, everybody's just really nice to each other. It's almost a sense of camaraderie, that you've made it out onto the water,
Yeah.
So that's something I really love about this harbor, but the main thing, without a doubt, is the dock and dine access, man. So there's dozens of restaurants that you can pull up to the dock on your boat, go eat, drink, have fun, and then get back on your boat and come out and cruise again. So you can cruise for 2, 3, 4 hours beforehand, and then go and end your nights at a restaurant and support local businesses like we're gonna do tonight, man.
We're gonna do this tonight. So basically, the property that we're gonna be touring today, 103 via San Remo, is 2 houses away from the Lido Island Yacht Club. So Steve is gonna drop me off at the dock. I'm gonna run in, I'm gonna do an amazing tour, and then after about 30 minutes, I'm gonna come back out, and him and I are gonna ride out into the sunset and go do happy hour at Cannery. And that is such a typical day in Newport Beach, I would say, for like an average local, is like taking advantage of the land and the water. So Steve, take me to the dock, please, so I can jump off and go do a tour, and then we'll wrap it up and we'll go have some dinner.
Got you, buddy. Let's get it.
Let's do it. All right, bro, that was fun. I'll see you in a minute.
All right, buddy.
Okay, guys, welcome to Lido Island. This is so much fun. Every tour I've done in the past, we've driven to the house, and for the first time, we took a Duffy to come here to show you how close this home is to the water. There's 850 homes on the entire island. About 200 of them are waterfront, and they have docks. Most of them have docks. But if you're not on the water, it's not that convenient to get to your home by boat. But at 103 via San Remo, you're just 2 houses away from this beautiful dock, this beautiful community association, and super easy access to your property. Guys, as you can see, it doesn't really get much closer than this. I'm crossing the street right now. It's not the house to my left, it's the house right behind. And a big shout out to Mike Benner with Tandera for giving us the opportunity to showcase this beautiful listing on Lido Island, listed for $3.7 million. To me, that sounds insanely low. Now, before we go inside and check it out, I do want to show you the beautiful facade of this property. Built in 1953, pretty much the original structure. This is your traditional beach cottage, island cottage. I love the brickwork. I love the colors, beautifully maintained, nice organic live plants on the outside. I like this blue door, just kind of nice little color pop. And come inside. This place is beautiful. This is a traditional Lido Island beach house. Now, look, somebody who's gonna buy this property may live in it just the way it is. This is absolutely turnkey. However, somebody also has the ability to come in, buy this, and put their own stamp on it. There are a lot of original features in this home that somebody may want to redo. For example, the material on this fireplace is very nice. It's a marble looking material, but it's very outdated. Somebody might come in and say, let's redo the fireplace. Let's redo the kitchen countertops. And that's absolutely an option. And at $3.7 million, 2 houses away from the water, you have a budget to do stuff like that. So I really like this living space. The home was staged by Staged Now, great staging company in the Orange County area. Definitely want to give them a shout out. I do love the exposed beams and the dark, rich color of the beams, but I will say that the ceilings are a little bit low, right? And that's something that happens in terms of buying an older property from the 50s, is that it's functionally obsolete. People were shorter in the 50s, people are taller today. So today's buyers demand 10-foot ceilings, 11-foot ceilings, 15-foot ceilings. So now before we make our way into the kitchen, I do really love this like opening here. It's kind of like a nice efficient way to pass food through to the eating area here, but it's just really cute because this is not an open floor plan. This floor plan does have a lot of compartmentalization and segregation. So this is a nice way to just open things up a little bit. And then this flows into, I really think this is a nice open living space here. There is a nice full bath down here. Again, the fixtures here, the cabinets, they're a little bit older, the counters are a little bit older, but with a little bit of elbow grease and maybe a little bit of check equity, somebody can come in here and really transform this space. I do like how big it is, and I do like the fact that you can actually get side access to the yard to get around your property. That's really cool. Let's check out this main living area. I see that front area as more the formal living. I see this as more the family. Again, the kitchen is closed off to the rest of the room, but it has an opening here, and I love this like bar area where you can sit down and enjoy a meal. You can have breakfast here. You can hang out while people are cooking. You can entertain here, and that's something that I really like. I wonder if this opening was always there or if that was maybe something that was done over time to create more functionality in the space. Again, these homes are closer together. Your neighbor is probably about 6 feet away from you, so you do get a little bit of blockage when it comes to the sunlight, but it also depends on the time of day. But I really like this space. Very inviting, very cozy, nice color schemes. Again, you have the same exposed beams all throughout. I really like a traditional brick fireplace. Comment and let me know if you like brick fireplaces. I almost feel like they're coming back depending on the design. I have seen designers use brick in very clever ways to create more of a modern look. And maybe I'm crazy, maybe I'm not, but if you're a designer and you're watching this, or you're an avid architectural geek and you love this kind of stuff, let me know. And then look, you got a cool little wet bar back here. This is very 1950s, 1960s, 1970s. And somebody who buys this property may want to redo it. Now, before we go upstairs, I do really like this outdoor space because you got a dining room there, which I think we just kind of breezed by it, didn't we? This is really cool. So you've got the openness of the kitchen, you've got the bar area, the food can be passed through, and then you've got this nice formal dining area, which I love. I love this extra storage. I love the glass cabinets here. So if you want to have like nice china or anything that you want to be on display, this is a really great place to do it. If it's chilly, if it's cold, yes, it does get chilly and cold in Orange County, then you definitely want to eat here. But if it's a warm summer day or a warm spring day, I really love this. Now, what I can see, now, this is obviously probably the original setup here. You've got windows here, you've got a slider here, and you've got windows here. I could see somebody coming in here and removing all this and putting like pocket doors here so that you can create that seamless transition that we've seen in so many of those beautiful homes that we've shown, the modern style homes. And that way, you have this seamless indoor-outdoor transition so that if just imagine, like if the pocket door went from here all the way to here and kind of tucked away here, then people wouldn't even feel the difference between interior and exterior. And if you wanted to get something kind of an overhang to cover it for the elements, you could do that as well. But I just love the use of this space and the opportunity to elevate this space if you had the vision and the budget. And then, this is what we call here a zero lot line. So basically from right here, your neighbor's property starts and there's no fence. It's just nice and open, but this home doesn't really use this area. It's really more of like a pass through. And then this is your area to kind of entertain. The cool feature about this property is a lot of homes that we've toured on Lido go from street to strata. This property is actually street to street. So there is a garage in the back versus in the front, which is, I like that. You know, I do like the strata as well. I think it's a cool, fun way to get to either side of the island. But I also do like the fact that you have a front curb appeal and a front entry and a door, and then you have your garage in the back, which is what most people are used to, unless you live on this island and you back to the strata. Okay, let's make our way up to the second level. One thing I really do like is stuff like this. This is definitely an older piece of glass, probably original with the home when it was built in '53. And it just kind of sprinkles in the character of the property from when it was built. And so I love when people buy homes like this and then restore them, but keep some of the older elements to keep that tradition going. So this is the master. I want to show you guys that last. Let's go take a look at the secondary bedrooms. Before we get there though, I do want to point out lots of storage, right? These homes are smaller. There's not a lot of storage. You can use the garage, but having built-ins like this is really nice. And then you've got this cool bathroom here. It looks like the flooring has been upgraded a little bit, but you got an older tub, older tiles. I mean, these tiles are discontinued. They don't make them anymore. Fun fact, I used to be in the tile industry back in the early 2000s, and people used to come in all the time with a piece like this. They don't make this piece anymore here. They do make it in multiple pieces, but not one piece. And people used to come in and go, "Do you have this?" And we're like, "Nope." They stopped making these decades ago. So to see it like this in such great condition is kind of cool. So this is one of the two bedrooms outside the master. Good size. The lights aren't on and we're still getting tons of daylight. Now you can see here right behind me, the house right next door is about 4 to 6 feet away from us. So if you're the type of person that absolutely loves privacy, then maybe this area is not for you. But I will tell you that Lido Island has an amazing community and a charm to it. And if you want to learn more about Lido Island and the community, make sure you click on the link for the Lido Island exclusive community tour that I made. It talks all about Lido Island, everything you need to know if you're thinking about buying here or if you live here. I'd love for you to share with me what you love about Lido Island as well. This is the second of the 3 bedrooms up here. Again, no lights are on, beautiful, super bright, and you know, you got nice views of the neighborhood. Very spacious. So let's go take a look at the master bedroom and then we can talk a little bit more about who the perfect buyer for this place is. Okay, saving the best for last, we're in the master bedroom, and I gotta say the master bedroom is absolutely huge. For a 2,200 square foot home, this is a huge master. I love the fireplace. They clearly painted it white to, you know, just create a little bit more of a neutral vibe in here. I do really like the base molding and the trim around the windows and the crown molding. It really just elevates the space a little bit more and makes it feel a little bit more put together. I will say though, right now, the reason why this property is so significant and the reason why I wanted to tour it was because you have a peekaboo view of the water right there. You know, I walked not even 150 steps to get here from the dock. But also, if you look that way, you could see water from there. I actually see a boat, a little Duffy going by right now. So look, is it unobstructed ocean views? No. You have a peekaboo view of the harbor? Yes. And that's still a water view. And that's pretty significant in this area. Now, a few other reasons why I absolutely love this property and why I asked Michael if I could tour it was because it's right across the street from the community amenities. So we talked a little bit about the Lido Island Yacht Club, but you got a beautiful tennis court there, absolutely beautiful. Fun fact, I grew up playing tennis, and even though I talk about pickleball all the time, I grew up playing tennis, and you got an amazing playground there for the kids, and you have a nice, beautiful grassy area there for the dogs, and just to enjoy this amazing island life. So the location of this property being under $4 million in the condition that it's in is a steal. And then you've got a nice walk-in closet, right? So plenty of space to store your clothes. Nothing fancy, but you can obviously get an organization set in here and put a little ribbon or bow on this property. All right, so the last part of this property is the garage. Now, I would say the one downside is that it is not direct access. Can that be changed? Probably. But let's take a look. Let's see what comes with a property like this, because parking on Lido isn't always super easy. All right, so we're gonna go check out the garage right now. A couple things. Every time I come to Lido, I feel like it's not that hard to find parking, but sometimes it is. So having a 2-car garage is an awesome feature. The challenge is that it's not direct access, but it's still a beautiful garage, and you just come right out on the side and go right into your home, and it's easy peasy. Let's go inside and take a look. Okay, this is nice. This is an oversized garage. So obviously you can see the garage door. Most garages have about a foot or so on each side. That has about half a foot. This has about 7 feet, maybe 8 feet, which is nice because if you have 2 cars parked here, you have space for maybe a Vespa or a scooter or a golf cart. There's a lot of golf carts riding around on Lido. Maybe you got surfboards, stand-up paddle boards, whatever it is, you have a little bit of extra space to store your fun stuff, but plenty of space for a garage. So that's the exclusive tour of 103 via San Remo. Thanks again, Mike, for giving us the opportunity to do that. Let's go back on the dock and talk about who's the perfect buyer for this place. Guys, thank you so much for taking the time to watch this video. I'm pouring everything into them to make them fun, exciting, entertaining, and educational. And it means so much that the support and the feedback that I'm getting. Who is the perfect buyer for this place? You know, I feel like Lido Island is a little bit more of an adult island. So when I think about families with really young kids, I don't really see them coming here. Although there are families with kids that live on this island. If we're talking about a second home buyer, I'm thinking about second home buyers coming from areas that are really hot or really cold. So like the East Coast, right? I have clients from Connecticut and New York that are looking for beach houses in Newport Beach. We talk about Phoenix, Arizona. We talk about Nevada. We talk about Texas. Really hot states. People are coming here. They're looking for the 70-degree weather. They're looking for that water culture lifestyle. They want to get a boat. They want to get a second home. So I see a family that's looking for a second home, but an adult family, a mature family, a family that doesn't need to be by all the hustle and the bustle, likes the private community vibe here. But if they just pop right over the bridge, they can go to Lido Marina Village, go to Nobu, go to Malibu Farms. There's so many beautiful boutiques, restaurants, and coffee shops just right over the bridge. And if you want to get crazy and go down to the peninsula, it's right there too. But when you're here, it's unbelievably quiet and private and super tight knit. The second person I see buying this property is like an empty nester. Kids are grown up, they're off to college, they're living their life. Somebody who wants to buy something not too crazy expensive, and they don't need the most modern looking property. This is the perfect home, $3.7 million. It's right by the Lido Yacht Club. It's right across from the tennis court. It's right across from the playground, the community association. I mean, in terms of location and proximity, it is amazing. And it's not one of these big mansionization type properties. It's a beautiful beach cottage, right? 2,200 square feet, not a lot to maintain. It has beautiful charm and character. I see somebody like that coming in and buying it. Guys, that was the Grand Tour 103 via San Remo, Lido Island. Hope you loved it. If you did and you loved me coming to this island on a Duffy, please comment below. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm gonna jump back into Duffy with my boy Steve, and we're gonna go dock and dine. That is the Newport Beach life. Dock and dine. We're gonna go to happy hour at the cannery. Again, if you made it this far, don't forget to subscribe and like. The more love you give me on YouTube, the more love YouTube gives me, and I'll see you on the next tour. Ready, bro?
Get it, baby!
Let's go happy hour.
All right, bro. Welcome back, buddy.
Thank you, man.
Peace, guys.
OCBoatRentals.com. If you're visiting or you live here, hit them up.